and gentlemen, it is Smoky Room time. Hey! Alright, here we are. Now, boy, did I really feel compelled to make this video today. You know, it's not really a video, though, is it? It's not, it's not videotape, so it's, what would you call it? It's a thing. I felt compelled to make this thing today. Why, you ask? Why would you feel that way, Mr. Smoky Room guy? Well, if you're like me, you watched the State of the Union last night, and you said, whoa. Yeah, he hit he hit a couple of grand slams last night in a row. The thing, and I know you know where I'm going with this, right? The most noticeable thing that came out of that, I'm sorry, I was eating candy. Yeah, I love these. I got these at John's Friendly Market yesterday, and I love these things. The licorice and I'm sure my doctor likes them. I like them too. But the thing I really and what everybody noticed is how twisted and disgusting the Democrat Party is. Yeah, they couldn't have portrayed themselves in a worse light, even if they tried. That moronic imbecile, Al Green. Not Al Green, the singer. I think he's the one that did Me and Mrs. Jones. We've got a thing going on. No, it's not. That wasn't him. This was some old decrepit piece of crap that I don't know where the hell he should be, but he shouldn't be there. And he ought to get a damn haircut. And what about just presenting yourself as a gentleman? Huh? Ooh, boy, what a novel idea. And those and here's something else I noticed last night. Which, people were saying this during the campaign and everything like that. But really looking at the room, the Democrat women just, it seems on average, seem to be they are just ugly compared to the Republican women. Right? Did anybody else notice that? Look at some of the people on the Democrat side. Why don't Nancy just go away? Come on, Nance. You know what I got to do here? I got to just double check to see. And I don't think, is it on? Yeah. She ought to just go away, Nancy Pelosi. But she ain't going to do that. I don't think she knows what else to do, And plus, I think she gets her vodka for free on Capitol Hill. So, she's going to just kind of hang out like, liquor store will open up anytime now. Yes, sirree, Bob. Yeah, and that whole crew, they're just disgusting people. And I was, really tempted to call the Congressman Extraordinaire, and we all know who he is. I mean, come on. You hear about him every day, a couple of times a day. This guy is so good. Donald, I'm a Congressman Norcross. Yeah. I was so tempted about 3 times maybe today. I'm gonna go in after my stuff. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna call him. Just to see whether or not, you woke up this morning. Did it occur to you maybe I ought to leave this party? I mean, you gotta live with that. You're part of what took place last night. Look, we all know, and this goes back to even Honest Abe days, that politicians, Democrat, Republican, Socialist, Communist, Green Party, Libertarian Party, they all do things for show. And just because they do things for show, that does not necessarily mean it's not coming from the heart, though. Let's keep that in mind, okay? The little kid with cancer who wants to be a police officer. Now, he's a cancer survivor. If I'm not mistaken, he's cancer-free. But are you going to tell me they couldn't stand up and take part in that? Really? How about the girl that got brain damage from that guy, the guy on the female volleyball court that hit the ball so hard, she wound up with brain damage. They didn't stand up for that one either. And how about naming the park after that girl that was savagely murdered by Venezuelans that came into this country, because Joe, I'm ahead of Broccoli Biden, just didn't give a damn. They didn't stand up for that either. So, like I've been saying all along, ever since I've been making these videos now, and let me tell you something. The Smoky Room, this show is taking off, baby. I mean, I think I've got about 8 subscribers now. I really don't get But hey, somebody's got to do it, right? Ain't nobody else in my neighborhood doing this. So, I've been saying all along, they're the enemy. And they should be treated as such. Something that went through my head today. I'm just wondering, I don't know if this is allowed or not, but I'm Donald Trump, right? And I'm wondering, can I pick my own sergeant at arms? And look at this, right? I'm dialing a phone. Kids are going to wonder, what the hell's this guy doing? Hey, Mike Tyson, right? Listen, Mike, I got a job opening. I'm wondering if you'd consider. Can you imagine that? You got Mike Tyson walking up to that piece of crap with his cane. With that voice, too. I mean, just, oh my God, that would be so much fun to watch. But that's what we took away from the State of the Union. I mean, the way I saw it is, thank you, Donald, for doing such a great job. He forced them to show who they really are. The sad part about that is, they don't care. They're not going to budge. That's why they're the enemy. They're a cancer to this nation. That sick, twisted way of thinking. Like Pocahontas would rather have more kids die, Russian and Ukrainian, than sit down for a peace deal. And she's employed. And you remember that when he said, "Hey, Pocahontas, what would you like to do? So you just go on for another 5 years?" And she said, "Yeah." I don't know. You see, when I was a kid, Democrats are all about love and peace. They're about a few other things too, but they're about, like, end the war in Vietnam, bring the boys home, all that good stuff. What the hell happened? Something went seriously wrong somewhere along the line. Somebody needs to explain that one to me. Yeah. So, now, I just got done, before I started doing this, I was watching the press secretary have a news conference. And this is something I was thinking of saying, talking about on my last show, that when you guys went out and voted, right? That wonderful day, November 5th, you went out and voted. Now, look, I graduated from South Philly High. We weren't a bunch of rocket scientists over there. And like I said, I think there's third graders that got me beat in math. But I knew, without the shadow of a doubt, I knew that this waste of time we had in the White House previously to Donald Trump screwed up our economy so much that there's no way in hell that, like, let me get to the point. There were news reporters asking questions to the nice young lady about, do you think we'll be seeing prices come down in about a week or two? What? Really? I mean, explain to me how that, like, what is going through your mind thinking that there's a way to make that happen? How the hell does that happen? Really? Seriously? Do you really seriously think the guy's been in office now for 42 days, I think? And all of a sudden, we're going to start seeing prices drop. After everything that's been going, think about this, okay? $350 billion went to Ukraine from our economy. $350 billion. Now, let's not count all the other money that has been stolen from the American people and everything else. The devaluing of the American dollar. And there are people that are actually allowed, and they are credentialed. Think of this. That go into the White House, the press room. Now, these are supposed to be college-educated people. And they're going to ask that kind of question. Now, when you went and you voted for Donald Trump, as you're going to the voting place, were you thinking, yeah, man, as soon as that guy's in office, it's going to be about 3 days. You watch. Eggs are going to go from $6 a dozen to $1.99. That's right, baby. because he's the president now. I mean, did that go through your mind? I really remember thinking this through. And I'm thinking to myself, tops, maybe in 2 years, maybe we'll start seeing the effects of what he's trying to do. You see, the only way we're going to bring down inflation, and believe me, this is coming from a guy that, well, you don't want me to balance your checkbook, but I could think. Once we start bringing manufacturing, you know, do you realize, I grew up in Philly. We had the Stetson hat factory. We also had another very famous tuxedo manufacturing factory. What was the name of it? I can't remember. There was all kinds of manufacturing going on. And plus we had the gold standard. But you see, when Nixon in 1971 got rid of the gold standard and made that deal with China, well, bye-bye, enter the New World Order. That's what that was all about. This guy was a globalist like you wouldn't believe. Tricky Dicky. But, with that being said, I was flabbergasted. Honest to gosh. I was flabbergasted. I could, like, what? Couple of weeks? 3 weeks? How much longer can we... Wait. I mean, did you think that question through in the least? Oh, boy. Anyway. But, yeah, that's, you know, I had to get that one out there. I really did. Just, I'm telling you, the kind of people we got running around this country. And think of some of the bureaucrats we got in Washington. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of these idiots. You know, and then we got the Dems that are like, you know, singing Cry Me a River because they got fired. But when Biden did away with the oil line, when Biden did away with coal, nobody cried for the mine workers. Nobody cried for the oil workers. Nobody cried for the farmers. How many Democrats were dying for those kids that got killed in Afghanistan? Did you see any of them? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I did see. I seen that piece of crap of a president looking at his watch during the funeral. Standing right next to one of those kids' fathers. Looking at his watch. So, I'm going to end now because I can feel my face getting hot. And that's not good. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to subscribe. You could be the 9th subscriber. Ooh, I'll tell you what. If you're the very first next subscriber, I will send you a 6-pack of not diet, but the real Pepsi, and a bag of sour cream and onion Lay's potato chips. What do you think of that? Huh? I'll get it from John's Friendly Market for you. Ship it right over to you, baby. If you're the 9th subscriber. And that's gotta happen. I'm looking at my watch, you see. I'm acting like Joe Biden here. So, that's gotta happen in 23 minutes. How about that? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, adios, and have yourself a great day.